Hello everyone, welcome to the National Education Cycle. I'm Pratibha, your MCVP B2B, and today we're going to talk about the LC brand building guidelines, which can help your LC a lot in putting out that unique identity of yourself, and especially your ICX in attracting more and more people from different countries to apply for your particular opportunities and for IRs to partner with you. So, as you all know, recently we refreshed the branding for ISIC in India, and we came up with India as a feeling as the new brand, and all the things that we have been doing since then have been aligned to that, and that has been evidently registering its image in the minds of the internationals, and it has been helping us a lot in terms of our operations as well. Now, the next step that comes is that the LCs should have their own unique identities as well that they are known for in the global market. So that's how now if you see currently there's a lot of LCs which have their own brands and a lot which don't have. So we came up with this particular set of guidelines which you can use to understand how you can create your own brands, and if you already have one, then how you can align things to the national brand and then use that particular thing to attract more and more people. So moving ahead, like I said, there are two steps. So first is if your LC already has a brand, then you need to align the local brand to the national brand. Say things like Mountains Are Calling or Majani Life and things like that. And then if you don't have a local brand, then the first step is to create a local brand using the guiding steps that are there. And the next step is to align that brand to the national one. So moving ahead, first step that we need to understand is why do we need to align at the first place, because there can be one national brand which we are using to attract people to India, and then there can be local things and this and that as well, right? But the reason being that we can use these things to promote content at the national end. Like right now, we have already built an ICX IR hub, which we directly promote to the IRs. So through that, if they want content not just about India, but specific to any particular LC to promote that particular thing, then it will be much easier for them to understand that okay, it belongs to this particular LC which is a part of India. So it will deliver the kind of things that India as a feeling promises, but it will deliver more things as well. And then LC to LC partnerships can be boosted. So like I said, the MC has been regularly focusing on the national IR partnerships, but what helps most in ICX is the LC to LC partnerships, for which you always it's always a plus point for you to be known for something specific rather than just common things, and then aligning all your content and everything to that. So that's one reason why to align things to the national brand. And then from the customer's point of view, your LC will always be known for something unique that the customer might want. So it will always be more attractive for him. And then this will always increase the kind of trust that you have with the EPMs who already know what the LCs are providing. So it will be easier for them as well to convince the EPs in their particular countries. Next step is how to create the brand. So now that we know that why do we need to align and why do we need the brand at the first place. So first, for the LCs that do not have the ICX that are running the ICX products, they need to follow these 4 steps who do not have a brand, and then to align it. So the first step is you need to ask yourself, think of the kind of experiences your LC has delivered. Think of you living in that particular city or how the other people are there in the city. Think of the point that why an international who is coming to India to spend 6 weeks, why should that person come to specifically your city and not anywhere else, and put down the pointers. Now the best idea for this whole process would be for the all the ICX departments, say if you have more than one, that is IGV, IGE and IGT, for them to sit together and go through this process. So yeah, the first step is for you to understand that, brainstorm over it, and put that down on a sheet of paper or on a board or something. The next step is for you to identify the following things for your LC. The first is 3 selling points for your LC. Now these should be unique things that only say your LC or city is offering, that maybe no one else can. Say things like your particular LC is, your city is really famous for beaches, so there might be some EP in any particular country who really loves beaches, so that can be, just as an example, be a selling point for LC. Your particular city is very famous for tech startups, so maybe you can promote that as the unique selling point, things like that. So you need to come up with 3 selling points that are most unique for your city or LC. And then you go about finding a local statement in native language, like Majani Life, which is a Gujarati thing, but it's this is what has come out as a brand for Ahmedabad. So this is again an optional thing, but if you can, then it would be super great as well. Next up, the third step is to have a survey. Now, this is how we came up with India as a feeling as well. The first thing that we did was we understood ourselves. What does India mean to us, and why should people come to India over any other country? And then we went and asked people, the EPs who have been on an exchange to India, and other IRs who send people to India. We ask them just 3 basic questions which can help us get a lot of information in a gist, and also help us create content further on. The first is, what is that one feeling that you get when you think about India? Then is, what is one picture that you see when you think about India? And the third one was, what is the one sound that comes to your mind when you think about India? So similarly, you customize these questions for your particular city or LC so that they can give their inputs. And once you have all of that, then you can combine all of it. Say for India, we got things like culture, spices, crowded streets, and things like that. So that's why we combined all of it, and we understood that all these different things give people different kinds of feelings, and that's why India is a feeling. And that's how that whole process went. The next step is for you to come up with the tagline. Now this process goes for both the kind of LCs, the LCs who already have a brand and the ones who don't have a brand. So if you don't have a brand, so once you have followed all the 3 steps that I just told about, then you consolidate all of that to come up with a brand name. And then you go with the step 4, that is the tagline. And if your LC already has a brand, then you directly jump to the tagline. Now once you have done all of it, so the next step is to create a tagline which goes by a feeling of dash. Now in the dash, you put a feeling which describes your LC or city in the best of its manner. Now this is where we are going about the alignment part. So say a feeling of nostalgia, a feeling of diversity, a feeling of home, and things like that. So once like you go through the whole process, and even if you already have a brand, then you think more on those grounds and see what is it that what kind of feeling does that particular brand give to the people, and how your LC or city can be known for that as well. So that once you have this feeling of it, of a particular thing, then we can align it to the national brand as well. And further down, we will have like many different feelings that India is being known for. Now the reason behind this tagline is, so first of all, whatever taglines that you come up with, say 1 or 2, 3 words, howsoever it is, we already have a template which you can just download, and using the right fonts, you can create your own theme logos, that is like say a feeling of diversity, a feeling of nostalgia, and things like that. Then you change the Once you have done that, then you can play around with the colors, gradients, pictures, or any format that you want to put it in. For now, it's been simply put in PowerPoint, so that it's easier for you people to use. Now, if you have the right tools and people who know how to use the other platforms, then you can explore more on how you can beautify that logo in Photoshop as well. Some examples have been already shown in the template as well. Once you're done with this, so how do you go about generating the content with that? So you can do the following. Once your brand and theme are ready, so now you already have your LC logo, which should be good. Then you get your customized logo for your theme, that is a feeling of dash. And then you can start going about things like marketing campaigns, so say themed campaigns. So for your particular how you promote things in your IR groups, Facebook groups, and other media. So you can put things aligned to that, like say with a feeling of trust, I want to tell you that and this and that. So things like that you can always keep putting in your mailers and your Facebook groups and things like that. In your welcome video, so based on the feeling that your LC is providing and the brand that you have, you can obviously create a video of your own, which can be very much centric to what kind of values that your LC or city is providing, or what kind of particular experience, what are the unique selling points, like I already mentioned, that you can provide. Then further you can create themed video campaigns which can be specific to a particular project or a particular product, or aim towards a specific country and things like that. And then you can do the booklet revamp, for which again the template has been provided. So the main idea behind alignment and how a brand should be downscaled is that it's not always the bigger things that you do, but it's about how you keep repeating that one particular statement or one word in everything that you're doing. Say we had to launch India as a feeling at IC 2019. So in the IC opening speech, we made sure that whatever speech is, the last one statement has to cover India as a feeling. We made sure that the IC opening video, whatever the video is, it should have India as a feeling somewhere or the other. So we just made sure that everything that is going out, every mailer, every post, everything has India as a feeling mentioned there, so that it registers in people's mind and they keep using it again and again whenever they refer to India. And that is what has been helping us. So yeah, these are the steps that you can follow for that. Now, how do you implement this? So for the welcome video, like I said, your LCVPs, your LCPs, or any externals, they can talk about it. And once you create a really good script around the theme that you have, then you can downscale that. You can implement those kind of things using different EP experiences that you have had and things like that. And you can always use things like aligning it to the national product brands, that is true life-changing experiences for GV, true kickstarting experiences for GE, and true professional experiences for GT. So you can always put up statements like experience or true life-changing experiences here at XYZ city with the feeling of ABC, whatever things go for you. And then you go about the multiple videos, which can include things like value delivery showcasing, past experiences, brand teaser, and things like that. It can be anything. So the idea about this is to not standardize everything nationally, but to give the LCs a certain direction, but to also give them the liberty to use their creativity and their own innovation space, so that they can come up with newer things which can be really attractive to the IRs as well. So like I have given this example of Mountains Are Calling from IC Dehradun. So this is where they talk about what that particular brand is and how their experiences have been truly reflective of the same. So yeah, once you have done that, then you also have mailers and newsletters, which you can use through every phase of an EP's experience. So the first is attraction mailers, in which you attract people and tell them that through this particular thing why your LC or city is the best for them to come to. Because, and since you have already gone through these things during the process of brand creation in the first phase, so it will be much easier for you to have those keywords. Like for us, we know that when they think of India, when they think of spices, dance, culture and things like that, so in every mailer and things like that, we put up those words again and again so that it's attractive for people. Then you have the concentration phase where the EVs need to be converted. So here again, you focus on those things and specifically on the kind of experiences that you have provided. Then you have the preparation phase. So you keep them prepared about what kind of experiences they can have in your particular city and LC, and keep the right expectation setting as well, that these are the things that you might need and this and that. So it's always about using that particular logo at least in your every mailer that you're sending out, to every poster that you're creating, everything basically. And then you have the post experience. So once that is done, you can also ask them for the right testimonials and feedback on how that particular brand worked and what is their perspective of the same, so that it's much easier for you to implement that in the future as well, and to use those testimonials to again align to your brand and put it out in the next, say the next cycle, where you can directly put those testimonials out. Next up is so yeah, for IR the LC to LC partnerships as well. In the, like I said, in the designs of the mailers, you should always include the theme logos and tell them that okay, we focus a lot on global homes, and we have a lot of people who are ready to host the interns, so which also always gives EPs a feeling of home. So things like that, it's always, like I said, about keeping on repeating the particular statement so that it registers in people's mind. Then you have the search tools, so you can always align the search tools again. So always put the links to the booklets and videos that you have created, and the kind of colors that you have used in your particular theme and brand logo. You can use similar colors, and say on the first page just put an image with the logo of your particular brand, and then on the next page you describe that brand and give links to, say, your LC booklet and then your video and things like that, whatever content that you have. So it will always be beneficial for you. You can always give the content to the local IR hub, which is a part of the national hub itself, for which you can customize a bit link and you can just add it there. And then you have posters. So again, on posters you can put things like this: experience true whatever based on your product, experiences here at this city or LC with a feeling of whatever you come up with. So like I said, it's always the smaller things. So it's all about how you keep on repeating things, and how creative you are being in terms of implementing that, coming up with that particular brand and theme, and then implementing it. So yeah, this is majorly about the LC brand building guidelines and how you can exactly implement that. If you still have any questions, always please feel free to get in touch with me, and then we can talk further about how you can make the most out of it. Yeah, that's it. Thanks a lot. Just get in touch with me if you still have any questions regarding anything related to ICX marketing. Thank you.